everybody, I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I've got the February Astrology Overview. Well, we've had a lot of planets retrograde throughout January. However, there's a couple of planets that are turning direct in February. Uranus turns direct on the 30th of January, so we might finally feel like we're getting a bit more energy and that we can move forward in life. Let's go to the board now, and I'll just pick two cards as theme cards for the month of February and go through the various astrological activities that are going on. So we're going to pick these cards first. So first half of the month for February, what am I seeing? Okay, yeah, this is just being sort of backed up what I just said. In this little vision, I'm in a car going along. I'm in the countryside, basically driving along, and I'm coming down a really big hill. It's more or less like a mountain. I'm coming down the other side. So we may have had some challenges during January that seem very big. We're overcoming them and we're on our way. There has been some storms, but they're clearing, and now the windscreen wiper just goes across the windscreen occasionally because it's just like a sun shower at the moment. So less rain, so less reasons to get upset basically, and coming down the other side of the big challenge. The card that comes out is the Seven of Swords, traditionally called the Thief in the Night card, and it used to be in the old days people would say somebody's stolen from you. However, not just material things, but also stealing your self-respect or your confidence or your time and energy. You can see this woman here, she's moving away and looking back. So it's okay to reflect on what's happened in the past, but don't get stuck there or you'll end up like Lot's wife in the Bible and turn to stone, petrified with fear and anxiety because of things that have happened in the past that are stopping you from moving forward onto your new journey. She's got a couple of ideas. She might have even taken somebody's ideas, but she's putting her own stamp on them. So plagiarism is never a good thing. However, it's a milieu out there. If you read anything from anybody else, you're going to be influenced in some way or another. In any case, she's taken some of these ideas and put them into the ground, so she's manifesting them. On the negative side, it could also mean be careful of competitors stealing your ideas. This is something I have a lot. It happens a lot to me, and they're brazen. They steal things word for word, so they don't just read an article and think that's an interesting idea and actually take that idea and develop it and put their own creativity and their own opinions into it. No, they just steal the whole thing. So that never works, especially when I find out, because I do things about it. So this is saying we're moving forward. It's fine to look back, but don't get stuck there. Concentrate on what you're doing now and move forward. And your energy, your time, your confidence, your self-respect, these are all things that are uniquely yours. So hold on to them. So that's the first half of the month. The second half of the month, what do I see? A ladder again, same sort of theme going up in the world. So it's like we might have all been down in hell or something like that, deep, deep down. But now we're coming up on the other side. We're becoming more resilient. We're learning how to deal with issues. The issues are probably just as real as what they were before. It doesn't make the issues go away, but maybe we're thinking of new ways to handle it and not living in a state of fear or anxiety. That's really important. The card that comes up is the Nine of Cups. It's been coming up a lot lately. Your hopes and dreams, send them out into the universe. It's a bit like putting your order into a restaurant. You can't wait forever. Sometimes you have to walk out of a restaurant if they're too slow. I used to have, I never had rules, but then where I live now, the restaurants are sort of crazy. They let you sit there for an hour, literally, that happened to me. And then I thought, I've got to bring in some rules. If I haven't been served in half an hour, I'm out of there. If I haven't got my meal in 1 hour, I'm out of there. And that's probably not even difficult rules, but it's important that you send out your desires and your goals and your strategies, everything you want to do, your ideas, send them out into the universe, and it'll be like a restaurant. It takes time to prepare, but if you haven't heard back, get on with your life, move forward. That's important. Alrighty, let's make this a bit bigger and you'll be able to see, hopefully. Okay, I'll put this other card on the other side like that, just to remind us as we go along. So, a couple of interesting things. This is not astrology, but it is an interesting tidbit. February 16th, Venus is twice as bright as usual. So, do check out the morning star and the evening star, which is Venus. Just a nice little astronomical abnormality, if you like, as Venus comes closer to the Earth. February 28th, the planetary parade. So 7 planets in the sky forming a diagonal line going up from the horizon to the west. And it's a lovely thing to look at. It's got no astrological meaning whatsoever. I recently had someone contact me, one of the big main media organisations, to talk about this, and it's not an astrological event. They're not conjunct, even if a couple might be looking close or whatever, but they're not all conjunct. There's no aspect patterns. I had a look at the chart and it's just a nice little thing to look in the sky. Gives us a psychological boost, basically. Let's get on now, and we're going to talk about the overview. So a bit of a sense of relief. Moving forward, we could be feeling a little bit more ambitious, like we've got more energy, and some expansive opportunities coming around the corner in February as well. So some really nice aspects here. On the 4th of February, Venus enters Aries, and Venus sashaying, I say. Some people say Venus jumps into Aries or Venus rapidly moves into Aries. No, that's not correct. It's a sachet with Venus. So things can heat up in the love department, but also the money department too, because Venus does look after your money. Aries is quite often bold, impatient, loves a challenge, and you might be encouraged or influenced to take risks in love and money that you wouldn't normally take. So just use your head. That's always a good thing. Don't be too impulsive in those two areas. It's about going after what you want, basically, and while it's fine to do that, think about it logically as well. Could be starting a new relationship, launching a creative project, or maybe buying something extravagant. It's okay to do that occasionally if you can afford to do it, but you'll be feeling probably more motivated to take the lead. So no rushing in head first without thinking. And Aries energy isn't exactly known for thinking things through, so balance your impulses with some caution. Also on the same day, I didn't think it was the same day, but I've got it down as the 4th, Jupiter goes direct, and this is in chatty Gemini. So this could be like a green light that you've been waiting for to have some important communications or conversations. It's a great time for learning and social networking, especially if you've felt a bit unmotivated or stuck in the past. You might notice now you've got some fresh momentum. It's time to get back to writing, networking, enroll in a class that you might have been putting off. So here it is for Aries, it's in the 3rd house, but of course all the other star signs will have Jupiter in a different house. So you'll have to check your horoscopes to find out what house that is and what area of your life is actually being affected. However, it's likely, now it's moving direct, it's likely to expand whatever that area is. So Gemini also is all about quick thinking and brilliant ideas, so you might feel those coming through as well. And it's important to write them down quickly or put them in your phone, because you could just forget. Could be quite much busier active month this month. The world feels bigger and your opportunities are likely to be bigger as well. On February 7th, Neptune is conjuncting the true node. It's actually quite a big deal. It's like a cosmic nudge to align your actions with your higher purpose. Neptune is all about dissolving boundaries. It's not like Pluto in the sense of Pluto is the destructor planet or destroyer planet. Neptune tends to do it very gradually and it sneaks up on you, but it still gets dissolved or repurposed one way or the other. And when it meets your true node, it's like the universe is really trying to tell you to listen and to follow your intuition, because it's all about your destiny and your future mission in life. It's pretty important. So look beyond the material world, focus on your spiritual growth, creativity, and also compassion. You might also feel a pull towards helping other people, exploring your dreams or subconscious. There might also be more interest in things like films or Hollywood, making movies, maybe making videos here on YouTube, for example. Neptune's sort of associated with those type of activities, but it's all about destiny. So you could set yourself up for the rest of your life, basically, with this. Just watch for synchronicities, because when you get a synchronicity, you're just thinking about something and then somebody says something to you about it, for example. That's like a little nudge from the universe that you're on track. February 12th, the full moon is in Leo, and Leo is about being in the spotlight. It wants you to take center stage, to own your own unique talents. So let the real you come out into the world. If you've been keeping yourself small, this is a cosmic reminder to step up and let the world see what you've got, basically. It's also time to reflect on whether you've been receiving the recognition and appreciation that you deserve while you're shining. Don't forget to share the spotlight. Leo energy is always best when it balances its own self-expression with generosity, and that includes letting other people speak and be heard as well. So creative projects, romance, and even a little playful drama could become more important now or this month. The 14th of February, Mercury enters Pisces. Pisces is the messenger planet, and Mercury is the messenger planet. Pisces is a sort of really quite dreamy, go with the flow, very spiritual sort of energy. Logic can take a back seat and imagination comes to the forefront. It's a great time for creative writing, poetry, daydreaming. Oh, I would love to do some daydreaming. I just got no time. I would love to do that. Conversations might feel more heartfelt, and they could meander all over the place. It's like when you have those conversations and they go off on tangents and you're talking to your friends that can go for like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, it's sort of more of that sort of thing. If you've been stuck on a problem, if you allow this kind of approach to spend time and just meander in the conversation, the solution might become apparent to you. Do be careful about misunderstandings, because Pisces isn't very precise and sometimes things get sort of misunderstood or lost in translation in some way. But still, this transit invites us to communicate with empathy and to tap into the magic of words. On February 18th, the Sun enters Pisces. Happy Pisces season, everyone. Happy birthday. It's the time of the year when we're encouraged to slow down, dream big, and lean into our softer side. Pisces energy is all about connection, and that's with ourselves, but also other people, the universe, the planet, and all the animals, of course. You might feel a little bit more self-reflective, drawn to spiritual practices and rituals at the moment. It's a great time to get lost in creative projects. I'm a shocker for that. When I start something, I'll just lose all track of the time. So don't forget to set boundaries. One thing I have to do every day if I've got things on, I have to set alarms in my phone, because I just get so fully ensconced in the energy of whatever I'm doing. I'm very single-minded sometimes, and the world's just not even in my mind at all. And so losing track of the time is also a Piscean type of quality. Pisces can blur the lines between what's yours and what's not. Sometimes you might think it's your energy, but it's actually another person's energy. You're standing in a queue at the supermarket, you're feeling hungry, or you think you might eat something, you're there at the checkout and it's got all those chocolates or whatever, But really, it's the person next to you. You're just picking up what they're thinking, and you might not actually realise that. So be very careful about your own energy and working out what's yours and what's somebody else's. And you can feel drained if that keeps happening. You can find people that are actually sucking off your energy, like vampires, for example. So there is such a thing in the spiritual world. So yeah, look after your own energy. Use this time for resting, relaxing, recharging, and listen to what your soul needs. The 23rd of February, Mars is direct in Cancer. Now, Mars might not be very happy in Cancer because Cancer is sort of more of an emotional sign, a water sign. Mars is the ruler of Aries, which is a fire sign, so they don't work that well together. However, now that Mars is going direct, you could have a little bit more energy, especially if you've been feeling stuck. And because it is in Cancer, that is associated with the family and the home as well. So watch out for arguments. Sometimes if Mars is feeling stuck, it can come across as irritability or feeling annoyed or something like that. So home and family matters can lead to arguments sometimes, so watch that. However, you might feel, on the other hand, you might feel more motivation to tackle projects around the home, or your emotional security is feeling more intact. Cancer's sensitive and deeply emotional, so you're likely to feel more in tune with your feelings. Just don't let your feelings overwhelm you. You're not your feelings. Feelings are a part of you, but not the entire part, not the entire whole of you, if that makes sense. Take action and make sure those actions nurturing and sustainable for you. The 27th of February, Saturn semi-sextile Chiron. Now, this is basically a positive influence, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. It can sometimes feel like tough love from the cosmos, because Saturn is all about structure and discipline, while Chiron is a wounded healer. So this transit asks you to face your vulnerabilities head on. And yes, it's not fun going back and looking in the past to the awful things that may have happened in your life. But if there's anything there holding you back, it is appropriate that you go back and deal with that and make fresh decisions about what you want to do in your life. You can't change what's happened to you. You can change how you respond now as an adult. And situations come up all the time. And I just had one myself with somebody, and it's like, that's disappointing, and I'm not going to get stuck there. I could get stuck there being upset about it, and I thought, well, what's the point? It happened before, it'll happen again. I've just got to move on. So go back, acknowledge, and then turn your head around to the future. Sometimes with this, it's a great time to set some boundaries around an old hurt. So don't allow people to keep needling you on that point that you're sensitive about, because sometimes certain people will needle you on purpose just to get a reaction. So you need to put boundaries. So as soon as they start those stupid conversations where they're going to have, it's like a backhanded compliment. They think they're smart, making backhanded compliments. It just shows how ridiculous. I had that happen when I was a teenager, and I don't know, 40 or 50 years went past, and then the woman wanted to come back into our lives, and it's just like, but I remember what you were like. So she tried to friend me. I didn't accept her friend request because I know what she's like. And then so she constantly hounded my husband, and of course he didn't let her back in either. He knew what she was like. So just remember, the universe keeps count of everything, so you don't have to. And it might take a while, but eventually karma will be done. The karma will come back. So Saturn semi-square Chiron, sorry, I'll go off on a tangent. It's basically a beneficial energy. Long term, this transit can really help you, and it probably doesn't feel like a slap in the face or anything like that. Because it's semi-sextile, it's probably a positive, easy-flowing energy. It may be subtle, But if you pay attention, you'll notice that there's some sort of opportunity that comes up to turn your past struggles into wisdom and strength so you can move forward. You'll have new ideas. February 27th, new moon in Pisces. This new moon is pure magic. It's a blank slate for setting intentions around spirituality, healing and creativity. Pisces is deeply intuitive. Trust your gut as you dream up what you want to manifest. This is a powerful time to let go of old wounds and step into a more compassionate and forgiving version of yourself. So whether it's starting a creative project or diving into meditation or simply just letting yourself rest, lean into whatever feels nourishing for your soul, because the universe is listening to you now. Make your wishes count. So that's it, everybody. I do hope this is useful for you. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous. I'm just like about February, after December and January have been such big, huge months. I'm certainly glad to get a month coming through where things are going to go a little bit more smoothly, for a change. All right, so have a great one and let me know how you are in the comments. Okay, I'll see you all again soon. Bye.